little test drive going beautifully. Alright guys, welcome back to Revamp, and got another patrol video for you. As you just saw at the start there, we just dragged it out of the shop, and I've had this in storage for quite a few years now. Previous to that, it was the quintessential barn find kind of thing, you know. Was in a small barn on a neighbouring property to to a mate's farm. Anyway, it's been sitting around. It did used to run, but it's been sitting around a long time, and I don't know if it's even going to run. I've got to check if the engine is seized. Suspect that it could have blown a head gasket. But the aim of this video is just to try and get it running and just tidy it up a bit. You can see I've got stuff on the roof, I've got stuff inside. It's become a bit of a storage location for Nissan Patrol parts. So we'll give it a bit of a clean up, and my hope is to eventually tidy this up and just have it as a runaround, maybe do little short trips in it, or cars and coffee type events. Just keep it fairly standard. So let's have a look at trying to start this engine up, and we'll go from there. Alright, so this is my 1983, I think. Let's see. 1983 MQ Patrol. It's 2-door short wheelbase, fiberglass canopy, and it has the 2.8 petrol. It's basically the 2.8 Datsun 6-cylinder Carby. Like I said, she pretty much lived on a farm in a barn for a little while, and then I've had it sitting around for quite a few years. Alright, so it just runs the Carby, and luckily still got an air cleaner in it, so nothing's built a nest in the Carby. Alright, so pulling the first plug out, it's not the greatest of news because it actually has water sitting in it. You can see the water just there on the top of the spark plug. Not the best news. Also, losing the spark plug, not the best news. Alright, that one's not too bad. That's okay. Look, they're all a little bit dirty and filthy. But any driving this car's sort of done over the last God knows how many years has been very short. Yeah. Alright. Hi. Alright. Here we go. Come on, baby. Oh. It's not in gear, is it? How about this time without in gear, eh? Perfect. Ah, it's like butter. So my fears of it being seized, yeah, that was just me probably, thinking the worst case scenario. There is water in that number 6 cylinder like I showed you, but look, I'm not trying to get this roadworthy, I'm just trying to get it running. So what we're going to do, we're going to clean up those spark plugs now and try and fire it up. Yeah, number 6 cylinder had water in it, but it's not seized.
A little bit of water, or?
Yeah, just a little bit on the plug. I would have thought it would have dried out by now.
Did you crank it over?
No, just by hand. Clean these plugs up. As a note, these spark plugs are BP4ES. I highly doubt that it's meant to have BP4ESs in there. It's kind of the spark plug that you put in if you're really trying to burn some extra fuel or oil at idle. Ordinarily, I would think this car from factory should have, if BP4ES is the right style plug, probably a BP6ES. So, look, we're going to clean these up like I've been showing you with the emery paper. Just clean up the electrode. We'll give it a little hit with some Carby cleaner as well and put them back in just to get it running. Alright, so I've got a battery in there. As it turns out, I think it might be the battery that it came with. So we'll just see how this goes. But yeah, we put some WD-40 down the bores, turn it over by hand. We're going to give it a little crank now. I'm pretty sure oil pressure was okay in the past, but that was many years ago now. We'll crank it over and see what happens.
It's leaking fuel.
It's leaking fuel.
Lots of it.
Where?
I don't know, out the bottom.
Oh. What is missing here?
I don't know, but fuel line. I could see
I don't understand what's missing there.
Have you used a filter on something?
Unless maybe it had 2 filters, one either direction. But like it's missing the clamps and everything. Alright. Cut while we fix this fuel leak. Alright, so we had our little fuel leak. Unsurprisingly, when you share our premises with an air conditioning mechanic, you can find excess tube around. So we just shoved a bit of that in there. We think it's the return anyway, so it should be fine. It'll be fine. Yeah, it's got some pretty bad smelly fuel in it. But like, it's an old Carby car. If it can start on that, it can start on anything, you know. And we've cleaned and put the plugs back in. I guess we probably should check if it's got some oil in it. Yeah, it's got oil. Perfect. It does have water in it, but because it's got that leaking head gasket, I already know it's got water in it because there's some in the cylinder. Let's give it a crack. See if she'll fire up. You actually have a choke. Is that the choke?
Yep. Can't see any fuel in the bowl.
Huh?
Can't see any fuel in the bowl.
There's no fuel in the bowl.
None came out the bottom butt, so that's a plus.
Yeah. Just spray a bit in.
Yeah.
And we'll see if it starts. Just
yeah.
watch for the backfire.
It's alright.
Straight in. Bit more than that. That's right.
In the air.
I think we might have a bit of a spark issue somewhere. It's probably got points. Alright, so we've got a set of points down here. It's hard to see there, but they look satisfactorily crappy. So I might get that emery paper in there, just give it a bit of a clean, and then we'll check the gap in it. Yeah, go. Alright, take two. No. So we'll whip out a spark plug. We'll whip it out.
It didn't even sound like it was going to.
No, it doesn't even sound like it wants to go. Not even trying. Oh.
Back to front. Oh no, the rotor button.
Yeah, so we all know how these things work.
No, we'll fix this in editing. Edit that bit out.
Yeah, you don't have rotor buttons on new cars. Diesels don't have rotor buttons either.
I was wondering what that piece of junk was over there.
Let's see. Ooh. We might not check a spark plug. Take three. Oops.
More cold.
More throttle. Too much.
And stop.
Yeah, I think. Well, I think it probably deserves some fresh fuel. I think, because I don't know.
It smells like it's running on whale oil.
Sounds like it still has leaded gasoline in it.
Yeah, it could have. Quite possibly could have leaded fuel in it. I don't know.
Especially in Tuena, they probably still sold leaded fuel up until last week.
Yeah.
Can't believe how easy it started with a rotor button.
Yeah, it's amazing how easy things start with a rotor button in it. Yeah, right. So, we're going to get some fresh fuel. But what I might do, we might,
Take it for some street lamps, yeah.
I don't know if I trust the tyres. Have you seen the tyres on this thing?
Yeah, they look like all the tyres on your cars.
Yeah, like, look at this.
Pretty sure if you look at the date code, we can find out when this was made.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Oh, they made it to Japan, they're the good ones.
Oh, yeah, good tyres. Yeah, so might push it out and give it a bit of a clean up. On the outside, might clean some of the junk out of the inside of it. And then try and get some fresh fuel for it. And I might be convinced to just drive it slowly up and down to the driveway. Alright, got her out in the sun. We'll have a bit of a look inside. I've cleared a couple of things out. You can see she's got a couple of body issues here and there, but nothing that won't tidy up too badly. You know, amazingly for one of these, the front body mounts down here, even on that side there, are really intact. You can see she's got the nice 80s blue interior. Woo! Pretty hot interior colour at the moment in your classic four-wheel drives. It's got 354,000 on the clock. Hood lining is intact. You can see I've been using it as a bit of storage in the back. That's the original rear seat there. That's actually the original rear seat out of my red one. If you haven't seen that in a video, I'll put a link up here. Yeah, you can see some Patrol columns. Anyway, you can see all the floor in the back, pretty intact. I've got to go back over it all and just retreat some stuff that I treated when I got it. But all the hard top's pretty good. Missing a couple of latches off the windows, but the channels are pretty good all round. Yeah, like I said, there's a couple of spots around the windscreen, and obviously it's been in a barn, so it's got rat stuff here and there. But all this is like the interior parts and that. Obviously, like, I might be able to get some better ones out of wrecked cars, but they'll do for now. Yeah, all the passenger door trim's good. And yeah, she's not a bad unit considering it's, what, 40 years old now? 41 years old? So I think it's about time. She deserves at least a clean up on the outside. So let's get the hose out. So I couldn't leave it at that. I'm going to take it for a sneaky little drive on the driveway. Yeah. So obviously you saw the condition of the tyres, so I don't want to go very far. But I've got to just get a little feel for it. You can hear it, you might be able to hear it still has a misfire. Brakes work. Definitely some tune-up needed there. Woo. And you can hear that gearbox, unfortunately. Alright guys, so that was super short. You can see it doesn't run very well, and you can hear that gearbox is really noisy. So yeah, she might look okay, but yeah, there's a lot to do there. Alright, so there you go. That's my 1983 MQ Patrol. Giving it a bit of a wash. Bit of a quick wash. She's come up not too bad. Forward from here, I'd say I'm just going to try and keep it running for now. Keep it moving around. And then we'll either look at repairing this engine, getting another one. Maybe it just needs a tune-up. I don't know. I do know from driving it once before that either the gearbox or the transfer case has really noisy bearings in it. So that'll probably be an area that needs to be repaired. But surprisingly, it started up fairly easy once I put the rotor button back in the distributor. But anyway, so yeah, obviously needs new wheels and tyres, or if I can find another one of these genuine Nissan wheels, I might use those. But yeah, look, this is more of just start it up, get it running, show you what other projects I've got in this like new era of next gen revamp. So if you want to see me do more on this car, put it in the comments, give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch up with you on another episode of Next Gen Revamp.